In this video, we will demonstrate the use of the Riffyn REST API to extract experimental data from a process executed in Riffyn. This is the process that we're going to look at today, which is an animal study. And we're going to use the commands in the Riffyn REST API to pull the data out, which comes out as JSON objects and then can be reformatted for analysis. In this experiment, we have data on all the different steps of this process, from the animal preparation step describing the animals themselves, to the formulation step describing the details of the compounds formulated, the dosing and feeding schedules, the volume of injections of the compounds, and then the data that's collected in analysis, for example, blood concentration of the API. The concentration data is time series of concentration data on each of the different animals. It's shown here. And we will illustrate how all of this data can be pulled out via the API and placed into an external application such as the R statistical language for further analysis. So we're going to switch now to R. This is the R interface. We see here a short script written which takes my credentials, passes them to a REST query. This is the staging server for Riffyn. This query then pulls the data back from Riffyn and then uses that to pull a parse or a CSV containing the statistical data table with all of the experimental data for this experiment, and then reformats it slightly and then prepares it for plotting here. So to execute that, we simply source the script. It asks for my password. I enter the password. It runs the rest of the script, pulls the data, and plots the data here. This, of course, can be used for many different purposes besides plotting. This is just one example of the use of the Riffyn API. Virtually any of the data that is in the interface that you saw is both accessible for read purposes, and also you can write data into Riffyn via the API.